Hello and welcome to Weekly Astrology Horoscopes. My name is Gordon, I'm your host, and we're going to be looking at what the week commencing the 1st of December, Monday the 1st of December through to Sunday the 7th of December has in store for you on an astrological basis. Now do remember, if you do want to get in contact with me, my website address is shown in the box there for perhaps a more personalised reading specifically for you. Let's begin with Aries. Aries, this looks a wonderfully eventful week for you, a week of pleasant surprises. Now, obviously we are in the holiday season, so we can expect invitations to Christmas parties and office parties and the like, and you seem to be having your share. It's certainly a week for you to be broadening your horizons, making new contacts and generally enjoying life. It's particularly fortuitous for business. Now, the moon energy is beneficial to you, especially around money or financial negotiations of any kind. Now, if you are negotiating contracts at this particular moment in time, or needing perhaps to get ahead in a situation, don't be too ambitious. Don't overlook the small print. Know when to quit and also when to compromise. Now, this may be hard for you, Aries, because you do tend to rush in and you do tend to like to win. But when the moon hits cold hard Saturn and also Mercury this week, somebody may just have the upper hand, or you may have found that you have overlooked something small that could turn into something quite big. So in essence, accept what you must and keep your powder dry, so that when the time is right, you can build on the situation. But this is certainly a week for caution. Taurus. Now the moon this week, Taurus, is opposing Saturn, which sits in your opposite sign of Scorpio just before it leaves to go into Sagittarius. Now this is in your 7th house, and it is the house to do with relationships, and it's also the house to do of you and how you reflect yourself out to other people. So this tends to bring this area under the spotlight this week. Now we know, Taurus, that you like to hang on to things. You're a fixed sign. You tend not to like too much change. But as the week progresses, there is a sense of things starting to change, but starting to change in your favor. And hard work that you put into a project, it seems to be coming to fruition. Now, if you're awaiting news or are waiting to hear on an important project or something that you have sent out emails to or letters to, then as we go towards the end of the week, this is looking exceedingly beneficial and should leave you in a very positive and uplifted position. Gemini. A relationship or project gets a boost towards the end of the week, and it's time to make the most of it. This week will really show you what is possible, and where there is any doubt, you should be feeling very confident. It is a time to bring something to a close. So if you've been involved with a project, relationship that is well past its sell-by date, now is the time to bring it to a close. Otherwise, you could be disappointed with the results. New ideas need to be followed up and pursued, even if you have doubts about their conclusion. All become clear later. The important thing here is enthusiasm. And with enthusiasm, you will find that doors will open and the conclusion will follow. Cancer. Now, Cancer, this week for you may be centered on dreams versus reality. What seems like a good idea in the idealistic world can cause problems as the reality and practicalities are realized. Expect this to be more around people, though, than situations. Pay particular attention to detail around contracts, agreements, and especially as we come towards the end of the week. It could even affect friendships. Things need to be looked at in minute detail. Don't take things at face value, as you may find that you will be disappointed with what you thought the outcome was going to be, as opposed to what the actual outcome will be. Leo, this is still very much a transformational time for you, and this week is no exception. It's a time of importance, and for you to continue, Leo, to listen to your inner self. This is a great week to not only listen to that inner voice, but also, Leo, to act on it. Sudden inspiration at the beginning of the week should not be allowed to give in to pessimism as we go towards the end of the week. What you believe is possible in the beginning is still possible as you go towards the end of the week. But what may be the difference is the way that you started to view a situation. So you need to bring yourself back into check, bring yourself back down to earth. By viewing a situation in the correct light, then you can get the most from it. Don't be put off by hurdles. The key for you this week, really, Leo, the phrase would be Rome wasn't built in a day. Virgo, lovely sensitive Virgo, this has the makings of a good week for you. Now you do tend to worry about situations and often too much in advance, which can take away the enjoyment. But this week it pays dividends as a situation you secretly feared seems to unfold with more of the positive than of the negative. Improvement in communications, especially around relationships, and also a sense of finding a situation or study easier to understand. It's a feeling towards the end of the week that you're starting to connect with your inner self. You're getting a realization, you're getting a much deeper understanding of a situation. And when we understand the situation, it's far more easier to really enjoy it. Libra, you're going from strength to strength this week, and an issue you had concerns around seems to settle itself in your favor. Now, this is a period of time to speak your mind, to be assertive and not to be worried what others think of you. People will listen to you, and this is vital, because then you know where you stand. This is not a week for not putting your view across strongly. You need to assert where you are exactly. Now, this week really does clear the decks and tells everyone that you are no longer treading water. You are no longer being reactive in your life. You are starting to be proactive as a lot more confidence comes to you, lovely Libra. Now, you're starting to get rid of what is no longer working and becoming proactive in your life. So you're starting to move forward and getting to where you feel you now at last should be. Scorpio, your traditional ruler is Mars, and Mars this week makes a transition into Aquarius. Now, this transition will start to activate your fourth house. Now, this move will bring a build-up of more realistic and usable power to a situation that is slowly beginning to resolve itself. Whether this is a work or a mundane relationship issue, you're able to attack it from a different and more positive angle. The Sun and Mercury in your second house make this an excellent week for negotiation of any kind, although you may not get your answer straight away. Even though this is the case, or may be the case, your arguments will certainly be very persuasive. This is a week all about seeing the bigger picture and positive planning. A week to line things up. Any short-term gains are likely to be in the improved way you start to feel about yourself as you start to bring things to conclusion and improving the situation as a whole. Sagittarius, a situation that you have a little trepidation about gains momentum on you this week. Mars moving into your third house seems to help, and when all is said and done, there are more positives than negatives by the end of the week. Remember, 2015 for you, Sagittarius, is going to be all about transformation and self-realization as Saturn enters your first house. Issues that you have been able up until now to ignore will bubble to the surface. Now Jupiter, your ruler, slows up this week in preparation for a retrograde motion. With Venus, though, and the Moon and Jupiter all dancing together towards the end of the week, there is a severe risk of either someone spoiling you or great self-indulgence. So enjoy it. It is a great time to really boost your own limelight and to remind yourself just how good life really can be. Capricorn. There's been a fair bit going on with you, Capricorn, for quite some time, especially through this year, and you've seen quite a lot of transformation. Well, this is a week where you prove once again, no matter what is thrust at you, you can hold your own. Negotiations and undercurrents in the background are working very much behind the scenes this week with you, Capricorn. This appears to be a week concentrating on work, where what is happening on the surface and what is going on in the undercurrents are two different things. The Moon would indicate negotiations, that although there is no instant success, groundwork is being laid for the future. Your motto for this week is don't lose sight of your dreams. Aquarius. This is the start of quite a buoyant time, Aquarius. Uranus and Pluto, two very combustible planets, are at loggerheads in your chart at this moment in time. Each one seems to be bickering at the other, but at the moment not really getting anywhere. Now, this may manifest itself as journey delays or general frustrations with anything to do with communication. Mars entering your sign at the end of the week starts a period for you of addressing issues. Now, this can come in the form of disturbing your comfort zone to a bigger or lesser degree, as Mars gradually forms a tit-for-tat stance with Jupiter. At the moment, though, Jupiter is in the 7th house of relationships and is enjoying a great time with its wonderful friend Venus. So for this week, let's just enjoy ourselves and put off until we need to address the issues that Mars is going to be bringing up over the coming weeks. Pisces. Midweek seems to see a plan come together for you, Pisces. At last you seem to be moving forward, albeit quite slowly. Your 2nd house, of which governs earnings and wealth, is given a burst of electricity and power this week. An opportunity seems to be brought to the table, but you may not act upon this immediately, Pisces, as it seems to have much more long-term effects. Now, news and activity, compared to the last few weeks, seems to be quite slowed this week. But Pisces, this is a blessing, as it seems to enable you to concentrate on your work and what is needed for more long-term goals and aims. Great week, Pisces, for you if you are involved in writing or any form of artistic expression, as you should see a boost in these activities this week. And this should and anything involved in that area should be brought to a very satisfactory conclusion.